Grownish, smartish, British.
We are British, apparently. Uh-huh.
I like your beaded bracelets, Ben.
Thank you.
They're beautiful.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So basically, it was Fizz's birthday
Yeah.
a few days ago. Can I tell you what happened?
I'm more
Hold on, wait. Are we
grownish.
rolling?
Yes.
We going, boss? Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
See us rolling.
Sorry. Okay. What happened? Happy belated birthday. I haven't seen
Thank
you.
you. I
did-
know.
I did wish you a happy
guys.
belated birthday.
You did. You messaged me.
Oh, so can I just say I'm sorry that I didn't wish you on your birthday.
Let's hope
I just wanted you to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
And-
You also didn't know.
No, but then I saw all of the social media activities. So it was like, it's hard to miss. Very, very hard to miss. But you seemed like you had a great time.
I did. Thank you to Hebs.
So can I tell you
And
what
Bex.
happened?
Well, go ahead.
So I speak to Fizz the night before and I'm like, oh, Fizz, what are you doing for your birthday? She's like, nothing. I'm just going to stay home. I'm working all day. And I'm trying to get just whether she's leaving the house or not. She's like, no, I'm just going to be here all day. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll FaceTime you soon once I'm back off site.
Yeah, you said midday.
Yeah, bro, but you said you're home all day. Who
Yeah.
leaves their yard at 8 a.m?
I went to go get my
on
hair
their
done.
birthday? I pull up to her house with flowers and breakfast.
Mm.
Her roommate opens the door. I'm not going to add any more to that comment. But there was more. I'll tell you after. And she's like, oh, I thought Fizz is with you. I'm like, who are you seeing on the low? 8 a.m?
My hairdresser.
Literally. She went to see a hairdresser.
There's no problem
But
with that.
I drove.
I know.
Cannon Town.
Good at
was
locations, boy. Just a middle location.
I mean, what's the postcode? I'm joking.
But
But yeah, so we basically gate crashed. Me and Bex gate crashed the house.
Oh.
And we had a nice big halal English breakfast,
yeah, that was
followed
really good.
by a nice dinner and
Yeah.
shisha. And
It
good
was such a
vibes.
beautiful
Where's the
day.
spot? Can you? Shisha's open now. You can go shisha. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no. This
Yeah.
one's 30. It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's open. So certain places are, but they've gone around it. So basically, you bring your own shisha or you hire a shisha. So the whole idea is the cleanliness of the physical part, because that's where the bacteria could potentially, if you're not cleaning the shisha pipe properly,
Yeah.
then it's questionable whether they're doing it appropriately.
Yeah, of course.
So if we bring our own shisha or we hire one from someone, then technically speaking, it's not the business who's providing that thing. They're just providing the flavor.
It's like bring your own wine to a
Yeah, and they're just giving you glasses. The equivalent.
Basically. Yeah.
But yeah, what are they called? What's the place called? Sephora.
Was this
Sephora.
is this one
I don't know.
Edgware Road?
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
on Camden.
Oh, in Camden.
Yes, sir.
It was a beautiful place. Highly recommend.
So
Definitely check
we'll
it
do
out.
the intros real quick.
Yes.
You are listening, tuning in, watching Growing Up Brit-ish with myself, Hebs. I am Hebs.
Hi, I'm Fizz.
You little nerd.
Hi, I'm Fizz. Your uncle's favorite uncle, Uncle Ben.
Oh yeah, sorry. The
Oh yeah.
Bengali bombshell.
Oh no, we're not doing that one.
So we're doing questions.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to start off with just questions, and then I'm going to do would you rather ones.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What is your most overused GIF or emoji? You're king of. No, you're not. I don't know if you're king. I won't give you that status. You're on the royalties of gifts.
Me?
Yeah, I rate your gifts.
Gifts?
Yeah.
Or not emojis, gifts.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just cycle through gifts. I don't have one gift that I keep on going back to.
Have you
Oh.
ever had like a full blown conversation just through gifts?
Yeah, me and my
Yeah.
sister.
Sick. I love them.
I love those as well.
I love a challenge.
My most used emoji is the sideways laughing face with the tears.
Because that is literally.
That is literally me. Like when I'm laughing, I fall over
Yeah.
and tears come out.
What about yourself?
For the emoji one,
Yeah.
it's probably the eyes, the big eyes, or
I can actually see you do that.
prayer hands a lot.
Apparently, that's a high
Or-
five.
Yeah.
Not to me,
No.
it's prayer hands. Or
Prayer.
Halle-
Wait.
halle-
Or prayer hands.
prayer hands.
What is it? What is it?
It's a high five.
Hallelujah or thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thumbs up is just because you work because you work a lot remotely now.
Yeah.
Then you have to acknowledge when someone says something. So
You can't double tap.
Oh yeah, that
Not on-
unfortunately not on WhatsApp.
Not
No.
on Slack. I use Slack, so it's just thumbs
Yeah, I
up.
feel like certain bougie companies just use Slack. The rest of us use like
MSN, you know.
Teams. That's showing age.
Microsoft.
MSN.
No, I was gonna say MS. It's like Microsoft.
Teams.
MS. What is it?
Teams.
Yeah, but
Skype.
Teams. But you say
Skype
no, I don't use,
Messenger.
no, but it's,
Oh
isn't
my
it
God,
called
Someone said
MS
this twice.
Teams?
MS
It's
Teams,
called
yeah.
Microsoft
Yeah,
Teams.
I was
I don't
right. I
understand
sound
why.
like a freshie saying it.
It's Teams.
Yeah, it's Teams. But I just wanted to mention it's Microsoft as well.
Cool. But no, it's Teams. And
I'm
then there's
eating.
Slack, probably the two big one.
Yeah,
But
I want to be
I
on
use Slack.
Slack. It sounds like cool people go in it,
Yeah, it's,
Cool-
it's really,
or
really
cool
nice.
companies go in it.
Yeah, it's good.
Shouts,
It's
my
a
My
good, it's a
company
good
doesn't
messenger.
even have Teams, yo.
You guys just have WhatsApp.
Not even
How'd you
WhatsApp
message?
on our personal phones.
But
that
how'd you
we-
message each other?
WhatsApp on our personal phones.
Are you serious? So if you need to talk about something internally,
Oh, look, you said Siri.
Siri
No, Siri, go away.
just Siri, go away.
How do we get rid of it?
1 moment.
I don't know what he's doing. Shh. Siri's not available.
It's a
thank
new,
God.
it's a new laptop. She ain't got around to figuring out all the kinks yet.
What are you talking about? I've had it for like 2 weeks.
Oh, brand spanking, taking the
Can
plastic
we
off.
just take a moment and appreciate the laptop?
Ta-da!
Mm.
So my favorite gift. Does anyone want to guess it?
I know which one it is.
It's
Go on.
your head, your
Go on.
face, like it's the one with the hearts around it, or just
No, gift. It's the
of
It's
you.
the little girl
little girl with the pink background.
Yeah.
Oh.
People are like, "Oh, can you use it? Can you use a different gift?" I'm like, "No, she is me. I am
Yeah.
her. We're one." Hopefully, Taz gonna be able to put the gift just here somewhere. Yes, no pressure, and y'all can see it. But other people just understand and they see it coming and they're like, "Yeah, Hebs, literally, that gift is yours." And I'm like, "Thank you."
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, cool. So we'll go. Let's go for a would you rather. Would you rather? This is slightly adult.
Controversial,
Would you rather
risque.
pay for sex or be paid for sex?
Who?
Oh my God, what a terrible
Sorry,
question.
what?
It's a terrible
None
question.
of that. What's
If you
sex?
had to choose, astaghfirullah, married sex. I don't know.
What? Say that again.
Would you
rewind.
rather?
No, the Arabic,
Astaghfirullah.
which means translation underneath the
God forgive
subtitles.
me.
Yeah,
Huh? Father,
God
forgive me.
forgive me.
Ah,
yeah. So, would you rather pay or be
ladies,
paid?
ladies first.
No, gentlemen.
What? There has to be some rules and ramifications around this.
It's
What-
just it's,
what
it's
state-
either or, fam.
No, but what state am I? Am I single? Do I have children? Like, I'm a
I
different
don't have
mindset.
Uncle, we're not gonna do this. It's just simple.
In
Would
my
you rather?
current
I mean,
state-
your wife can pay you for sex.
Hey!
I mean, I think it sounds better. Would you rather your woman pay? Or no, I don't want to get all like domestic.
Depends on what it is pay. What
She can
she's
pay you
paying
with food.
me.
Cold hard
exactly.
cash.
No, we don't do. Food would be fine.
She can go like this.
I don't mind. Imagine me twerking on the bed. What is that? No,
That's
no,
it.
no.
Imagine
I
this
don't need
with
that
garden
visual.
peas or like, I don't know, like chips or something.
Oh, can you imagine? No.
Rice.
Oh God.
With paid.
Would you
Paid
rather
for
pay
or
or be
paid?
paid?
Mm.
I think I know my answer.
I'd rather.
I think I'm coming to an answer.
I'd rather.
I would rather-
be paid.
I'd rather. Oh, I'd rather pay. 'Cause as a woman, when you're being paid, it's a derogative thing to do. Like women are known. Like you associate prostitution with women, right?
Yes.
And I know now we live in a generation where it's like women empowerment and like being a prostitute is like, oh my god. In my
No,
world,
it's called
OnlyFans
sex
and all
worker.
that.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah,
the term has
exactly.
changed to sex worker
and
to
there's a
sort
lot
of
of protection.
take away that stigma from being a prostitute.
I mean, it is what it is for me. It's still
yeah.
a prostitute.
I have the opposite view.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, babes.
Because I think
hate
of
the word
people
babes,
who
I just called
pay
you
for
babes.
sex as losers.
People who pay for sex are losers. So you're taking advantage of them.
No, I mean, I don't want to be the one paying because that would make me a loser, and I'm not a loser.
Oh, so you'd rather
I'd rather be the one getting paid.
go on, girl. Shake your tail feather. Do your thing.
I don't really want to, but if I have to choose,
All right, cool.
it'll be that. Just because I have an even worse view of people who pay for sex
Jeez.
than I do
I-
of people who
No,
get paid for sex.
no.
So I feel like you never
Wait.
know what circumstances led to someone to do sex work. Whether they enjoy it or not is
Brass a choice.
different
Everything's
discussion,
a
yeah.
choice in life.
But for those who pay for sex, I'm just like,
You don't know the mental state of someone who's paying for sex though.
true, but
'Cause they might have all of these funds
On the next
and-
episode of Growing Up British.
Well, yeah, they might have all of these funds and all of this affluence,
and they
that
don't know
it-
how to
and
spend
they
it.
don't know.
Give it to charity.
No, they don't know how to approach
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people
The
that they
overwhelmed.
want to get,
They can't actually get women, maybe.
and that's hard. So if you can't even approach a man or a woman because you just don't have the confidence to do it, or you have low self-esteem in yourself, but when it comes to your work ethic, you're just laser focused, then
Yeah.
that's a different thing. So
I don't know.
yeah,
I still kind of feel like there's someone out there for everyone.
Yeah, but yeah,
there's
there's someone out there, but you might not be able to approach that someone that's out there for you.
So, cameraman and sound engineer, would you rather be paid or pay someone?
They have names.
You'd rather get paid, both of you.
Rather get paid. You know.
That was such an easy, swift answer, and you did it with your chest. You're like, paid. All right,
You wanna
final
flip it out?
question. I think. Would you rather accidentally send nudes to your boss or your mum?
Boss.
Boss.
Nah, mum.
No, my boss. I
Wait, let me think about
Because my
this.
mum seen me naked, but just on a smaller scale, and I'm sure she's caught like a couple of glimpses.
Nah, I'm cool, man.
Okay, I feel like
Not
I
anymore.
would rather send it to my mum because then I can follow it up with a mum, can you see a weird growth on this part of my body? Or something.
That's smart.
Yeah, whereas
ain't
with
that
your boss,
smart.
how are you going to come? Where'd you come back from that?
Oops.
And what if they reply going, "Thank you. I've been waiting so
Oh,
long."
Hey.
no. This is what I mean. But at least like with your mum,
The plat.
she'll be like, why did you send me this? She'll be like, oh, I feel like I have a skin condition.
First of all, why are you taking news in the first place, bro?
I mean, it
For
gets like-
yourself?
What?
I have progress pictures of me in like just my undies.
Okay, that's not naked.
Sometimes it's just straight out of the shower. It could be naked.
But why though? I
Because it's
don't
for my eyes only.
But that's just you're leaving yourself out there to be hacked.
Okay.
Like if any point in time, if you lose your phone, then boy, it's game
Ben,
over.
no face, no case.
Okay,
Oh, I need to stop doing that. Stop chopping out my face.
No face,
keep
no
going,
case.
keep going, keep
Yeah.
rolling, keep rolling.
Sound like you're a pro.
Do you,
G.
know, do you know what happened the other day? I was having a little giggle and I hadn't told you guys about it. But you know how I air message? I message you pictures
End
of
message.
us.
Yes.
I went to go do it from my computer, and for some reason the contacts haven't synced on my MacBook to
Okay.
my iPhone.
Okay.
So I was dragging pictures over to send via iMessage. It was not you that I was sending the pictures to. It was the guy who moved me, who moved house for me, like moved my furniture.
And
And I
wasn't he a
didn't-
bit flirty with you?
No, he wasn't flirty, but he was a very lovely guy. But what happened
He's
was
like,
like,
Raj, she really
I
likes
sent
you.
like 30 pictures of you two. And then I clocked the number looked a bit different. It didn't look like your number. So I was like, what's going on
Did he
here?
reply?
Who is this? So I scroll up to see. And his name's Michael. So I was like, OMG. Michael, everything caps lock. Michael, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I send you all of these. But he saw the funny side. He was like, yeah, I was really confused. Like, who are these people?
I'm introduced you to the family because you know the wedding's in a week's time.
Cheese and bread.
All right, so guys, Nick Cannon has had his, or is about to have his 7th baby.
I know. That man's been
Full
busy.
baby
Busy.
mothers.
He's been busy.
Been
How old is
busy.
he?
He must be pushing 40.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a minute.
Yeah, he must be pushing 40 now.
I love Wild Nut.
Yeah. I was actually
Yeah,
thinking.
he's 40.
Yeah, see? I was
Look
thinking
at
about
that.
this.
Uncle Google.
I was thinking about this
Save a day.
on the
Go.
way here.
Mm.
Nick, my first thought was that's quite reckless. And reckless in the sense, and the reason why I say reckless, I should say, is simply because you have that many children and you have that many partners.
Mm.
How can you be able to facilitate their needs? You're not able to have that be in that many places.
Mm.
Irrespective of the amount of money that Nick has, you
Word.
just can't be in that physical many places at once. And 4 of the kids are all born in the same year. So they're all
Oh,
going
wow.
to
So he
graduate.
was busy.
Yeah, they're all going to graduate from what they call elementary, kindergarten, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
go through that. You physically cannot be at every single one of them. If they're in
Unless
different
he
schools,
strategically places them all in the same school.
oh, well.
Or
I mean, that's
homeschools them
But
all.
then he has to deal with 4 different mums.
Bruh.
There's an arrangement because, from what I understand, when one gets pregnant, they're congratulated. So there's an arrangement between them.
This sounds like a cult.
He's finding partners that are okay with them. And please correct me if I'm wrong. Nick Cannon.
Sorry, I can't see Mariah sitting in that
No,
situation.
Mariah's separate. Those are the older. Those are the
She's
older
in her
kids.
own league.
Those are the
I
older
do not
kids.
see
Yeah.
Mariah going, oh, congratulations.
Yeah, those are the
to-
old. She's probably taking care of her twins.
Yeah.
So that's something else. I also, and please correct me if I'm wrong, his religion may play a part in this.
What is
What's
he?
his face?
Muslim. And I'm again
So Nick
correct. me.
Cannon's out here Muslim. He's not even trying to get with a Muslim woman. Nah, speak for us.
So what I
Not that I
think
want
what he
him.
said, and this might be Nick's words, and I'm just paraphrasing,
Nah, I can't wait
that
for
he's
this.
been able to have multiple wives because of his religion. And I might be incorrect in saying
Is he
that.
married to them?
Incorrect.
Wait, 1 second. Is he married to them?
I don't think he is.
The
But I'm
answer
not
is
sure.
no.
I'm not sure.
No.
But he's got an arrangement with all of these women, hence the reason why
Sound
they're.
like he's manipulating
You're not seeing any of these women come up and say, "What the hell's going on? I thought it was the only
because
one."
they've
Blah
been
blah blah.
contracted to be silenced.
That's
Where
what-
did you read he's Muslim?
Is he not?
No.
Is he not?
Where did you
He's
get
just out
these?
here slinging swords. Big man. Hey,
And I love how, sorry, Ben,
I
it's not a direct attack on you, but I feel like everyone does this where they assume that people behave a certain way because they're Muslim. Or Muslims get such a bad rep for no reason whatsoever.
So
but this is one of them.
That's why I just said,
I
correct
mean,
me if I'm
technically
wrong.
speaking,
That's
if
why I
he
said
was
correct.
married to all of them and he had 4 wives,
Yeah, but fine. But I don't think he ever was. But I think
questionable, but-
where the confusion may be is that Nick Cannon is studying the religion of Sikhism.
He's becoming a Sikh. That's why he's wearing the
what,
turban.
turban.
just any random,
Any random what?
as in Sikhism and Islam.
Yeah.
No, stop it. Stop
No,
it.
like,
No.
explain yourself.
Stop it. I've listened to a few
Why are
other
you ignorant
things.
for?
I've listened to
There's
a few
another
other
website
things.
that says Nick Cannon is a devout Christian.
So Uncle Google is not helping us out
No,
right
hold
now.
on. If he is a devout, if he's Christian or if he's Catholic, then he doesn't believe in contraception. They don't believe in contraception. If he's Catholic,
I'm sure he's
If
not
he-
just had sex 4 times.
he might have been. He might
Unless
have been.
pull-out games are incredible.
He might have been born again.
Well,
I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying from what I know.
It's from a quick Google search. It's very difficult to determine what Nick's religious beliefs are. So I don't
Yeah.
think his seeding of children has anything to do with his religious beliefs.
But if he is Christian or Catholic, then that would explain because Mel Gibson is Catholic and he has a few children as well.
But I feel if it's a case of because of your faith, then that'll be something you're leading by and you're making it very clear. Like, so you're kind of making sure that people aren't portraying you as this person who's just out here popping out kids or like
And I
4
don't
different
think
women.
there's any religions that encourage children outside of the institution of marriage.
So if he is a practicing
So-
Christian, surely he wouldn't be having sex out of wedlock. Technically,
Wow. We need to speak to Uncle Nick then, innit? What do you think about
on
this?
next week's show.
What do you think about this?
So I think I think it's interesting because I was reading like articles and stuff, and there's nothing to make him look like he's reckless. It makes him look like he's just this is very interesting. Like he's got this many kids and he's got 2 set of twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick needs to be tested to what part of the world he's from because there are special tribes in Africa that the women all have twins, like all of them.
But
So he needs to be tested on where he's from because
but
he might have
twins
special
come
genes.
from the mum side. They don't.
They're not from.
because it all depends on
Alright,
the
so-
number
Ben's
of
learning
eggs.
a lot today.
I know.
That's fine.
The
I
number
love-
of eggs a woman releases. So fraternal twins are where 2 eggs are released from the ovary,
I
so one
thought
from
that-
each side, and
yeah.
so 2 sperms fertilize both eggs. And identical twins are when the embryo, the egg splits. So it's all dependent on the mother's side.
Cool.
So no, it's not Nick. It's just he's found 2 women. Also, I think Mariah did IVF.
IVF. So that's
So
different.
usually
That's very
they
different.
implant multiple embryos.
Same thing with Beyonce. That's why she had the twins, right?
That's why they had
Yeah,
the
yeah.
twins.
So basically, you could potentially have triplets. You can have as many
Yeah, but they're not going to be
that make it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to be identical twins. They're twins because they were implanted at the same time, but they're fraternal twins, so different egg, different sperm.
Yeah.
Can we just say that Nick is moving wild?
He is.
He's wilding out.
busy.
See what I did there? He's
Yeah.
wilding out. Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I started looking at women who have multiple fathers, or I don't like saying baby fathers.
Neither do we, but for the sake of this podcast.
So when I was looking at women who have several baby daddies, I found that it was kind of like looks as if like that person's actually moving wild. Like she's got like Mel B has
three children with
three different fathers.
Yeah.
Katie Price
has 5 children with 3 different fathers.
Kate
Bro,
Winslet.
how do you know this?
Man does Google.
What's the VAT? What's VAT? How much is
20%.
Oh, good. I'm glad you know that.
No, but you know, like before you come on a show, yeah.
No,
We
I
do
mean, I
small homework.
Don't do. I don't know about Mel B. And
No, it's just
Kate
all there.
Literally
Price
just some
that's
research
wild,
before.
man.
Yeah.
So okay, wait. This is a good question. You want more kids?
I would love to have more kids. God willing.
So then, are you going to have them with the same partner, or are you going to choose a different partner?
So I could have easily had several children with my ex-husband, because I think he would have loved to have more children with me. Firstly, because I'm amazing. Secondly, because our child's incredible. And we produce 8 kids.
Beautiful.
But no, I chose not to for the purpose that I actually want to build with someone else. And if I have all my children with one person, and then for the sake of having kids with one person, which a lot of people are doing these days, they're going, we're not really together, but we might as well have all our kids together. But what if you meet someone new and you now want a bond with that person and you want a child with that person, but you've already had all your kids? And I feel like also, for me personally, the more kids I have, the harder it is for me to find someone else.
Yeah,
Your
for
pool
real.
gets smaller. But I want to be able to have children purely out of love, as opposed to it's convenient.
Necessity, yeah.
And imagine me having 4 kids with one person that I've broken up with and dealing with that kind of stress all the time. Whereas for me, if I'm attempting to find someone else and having kids with them with love and growth, then hopefully that's one bit of drama and a lot of love. So there's a balance. Do you know what I mean?
Nick is moving wild.
I don't know how he deals with it, because I don't care what agreement you have. Women are stressed. And I'm saying this as a woman.
Preach.
Like, you got to deal with our, Auntie Flo arriving.
Preach.
You got to worry about us overthinking.
Keep talking. Keep telling them.
But you trying to, this not all applies to but women expect to read their minds.
Trust me,
I
Dad.
give everything on a manual. I'm like, here you go. But y'all choose to just throw it in the bin. That's your business. Yeah, you got to deal with everything. We deal with things differently. We're very expressive in a different way than how men are generally.
I wonder how active Nick is as a father.
He can't be.
6,
physically
7
impossible.
of his children. Yeah.
He can't
But then
be.
it's also
that's
like, I know, for example, Future, how many kids does he have now? He's got 1 kid with 1 woman about 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Who knows now? I've lost count. Is it Future? Fetty Wap. He's another one.
Really?
Bears.
But the thing is,
He's repopulating the earth by himself.
But no one chats nonsense about them. Like, they're not, like, I think a woman who has several fathers, several baby daddies, they're pretty much looked down upon, or there's a natural instant reaction to sort of go, "Rah, she's loose." But actually, it could be no. But that's true.
No, but it's true. But it comes back to this view that men who sleep with a lot of women are, bro, studs, that, and the other. That's
but it does happen.
Conception that it happens.
Nah, Nick is moving wild.
No, not just Nick. I don't mean specifically Nick. I think the general viewpoint is that when men are known to sleep with many women, the general view from men is, he's a stud. Like he's something.
No
to
one
look up
really
to.
judges you.
Yeah, but when
with,
anyone, if a woman was to do the same,
Yeah.
she's automatically labelled.
So you having a body
harlot.
count versus me having a body count. Now, obviously, it's changing, but the reality is the majority of people will be like, "Raw, you got body count, yet you're holding numbers." Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's always different, and that also applies when you have different fathers for your children than different mothers
evidence
for your
that
children.
You've slept with multiple men.
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
have-
What?
leave,
She's
leave
sorry
no
to say it
evidence.
that-
Leave no evidence.
Use contraception.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
it is like you said. I feel like women are viewed worse. They're judged a bit more.
And
about
women
it.
are not, the worst part is not just men judging women, it's women judging women. They'll be like, raw, why is she moving?
I think
like,
that's the biggest one, was women judging women.
mm,
I think
a woman judging another woman won't stop me from having a partner. But a man judging me based on having 3, or me even being divorced, for example. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to be with someone who's been divorced. Oh, I don't know if I want to be with someone who already has children. Whereas women are more likely to adapt to someone who has a child. We're more kind of like accepting that the likelihood is a man will have a child. As we get older, we're expecting both of us to have children because you got to have like something going on in your life.
Oh boy.
But why do you feel though that women are more? That's the bigger problem. Women judging women or being harsh on women.
I think the acceptance from other women from women is higher than the acceptance from women. I mean, from men to women. So women will talk amongst themselves, and you as your girlfriends will be like, if you like, say if you two, if Heba did something and Fizz disagree with it, you might feel more emotion than if you did something and I disagreed with it. You just be like, oh, that's Ben. But your girls who you talk to, maybe not for you specifically, but for most females, the girls that they talk to all the time, like if you said, oh no, I don't agree with what you said, you don't agree with what you did, Ben, I'll be like, all right, cool. But if one of my boys said it, I'd be like, no, I need to look at that. So what have I actually done to upset them?
But do you not feel like as a man you understand each other a little bit more? So I'd expect if Fizz didn't agree with me or something, she might eventually reflect and see my point of view. Whereas you as a man, you could be any man I'm talking about right now, might just make an assumption or generalize whatever it is I've done, and then come to your own conclusion where rather there's layers to it. So as a woman to woman, she might initially go, nah, I'm not down with this. But she might go home and reflect and be like, do you know what, Hebs? Maybe that's a bit harsh. Because I understand how it feels, or I can relate to. Or if she's just a hater, then she's not really my friend, she's just a hater, innit? But I feel like when you asked me about Nick Cannon, you asked us about Nick Cannon and whether he can actually give the time to his kids. I think it's back to when I touched on polygamy a little bit. So people who do actually practice polygamy in the correct way, because hardly anyone does it the right way.
What's the correct way?
The correct way is to find out, firstly, so when you find your partner, you're not actively trying to seek another one. You're just, if it happens, you come across someone circumstantial, like someone who's potentially her partner's passed away and he wants to be able to financially provide for her or be her companion. Or it might be because she wants more kids, he wants more kids, his wife can't give birth, they don't want to go for adoption because they don't believe in IVF or adoptions for whatever purpose, Islamic. Because when you adopt in Islam, when the child hits puberty, because they're not biologically related, the woman has to cover in front of her children. Like if she wears a hijab, for example, because that man technically is not her blood. So it gets a bit techie. So there's a lot of rules. But the main thing is that understanding that every single woman involved in that situation has different requirements and needs. So when they say, oh yeah, I'll treat them equally, it's cool. I'm like, but you can't just give her a rose, and her a rose and think you're good. Because my girl's quality time, I mean, love language might be quality time. My love language might be money and gifts. So it's about finding that balance. So if he's found that balance and he knows Mariah just needs hella dough, my girl needs hugs at night.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, so if he's able to find that balance on the wife perspective or the partner perspective, everyone's happy. But the kids are missing out. They're missing out on pure quality time.
Let's just say what it is. They're missing out on quality time from a man within that household.
Yeah.
So it's really, really harsh.
I mean, shout out to all the women who have been able to raise young kings without
it's good.
A physical father. But then there's also other role models.
So here's the difference. The women that say, those are the women that raise children out of circumstance are different to the women that raise children by themselves because they want to. So they're actively looking to say, no, I don't want a man or I don't want a partner. I want to raise a child by myself. I think there's a big difference between them.
And do you think someone who raises a child by themselves actively,
and what goes into it and says, I'm going to raise a child by myself.
How do you feel about that?
Boy.
Do you think that's selfish?
I do think that's selfish.
I agree.
I think that's selfish on the child.
What if that decision came about because they weren't able to find a partner to share that with, but they feel this maternal instinct to have children?
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, but that means that if they've taken the man out of the equation, as in they've decided to go through artificial insemination, for example, because they've not found a suitable partner.
Like J-Lo movie.
Yeah,
She
like
did that,
that
and
J-Lo
instant
movie.
regret.
Yeah, instant regret. I mean, but she's not going to regret having her children.
Not that we refer to life and base it on movies, but it was a very relevant movie.
Yeah, but as in, you know, she hadn't. So using that film as context here, she hadn't met a suitable partner to settle down with and have children with. She decided to go down the route of artificial insemination so that she could have children, because her need to have children far outweighed her need to find a partner. But in doing that, she, you know, had her babies and she got her man in the end too. So she was able to do that.
That don't happen.
That's a story. But but
the key thing that you said that Ben didn't say is that this person actively pushing men away because a man can do it by herself. Do you know what I mean? Whereas J-Lo was trying to find a partner and never quite found someone.
Yeah, for me, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
So you're choosing to not give your child the love of two people.
Partner, yeah.
It's not even just the secondary partner. And I'll put it like this, yeah.
Yeah.
I was with my son all this morning, like the entire morning. From, I'm not joking, 5:30. This dude woke up.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm ready to go." So I'm with him all morning, right? So I do the morning shift, and we switch over, and my wife does the afternoon shift. And there is, I'm not even joking, there is nothing scarier to my son than my wife going, "I'm gonna tell your dad." I'm telling you right now.
They got someone snitched.
There's nothing scarier to him.
Hey, cuz.
Hello.
Go on, sorry.
There's nothing scarier than saying, "I'm gonna tell your dad."
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead, do what you think. I'm just telling him.
Yeah.
Or just that presence. So my son will be messing around. He'll throw a little tantrum. He's 1.5 now. He'll throw a little tantrum, and I'll just stand there, and he'll throw it a little bit, and he'll just stop. Now that could be any side. It doesn't have to just be the man. It could be the woman or the man.
So I'm gonna put spanners in the work, even though I don't want to go open into this topic. Does it matter the gender of the other second parent?
No.
So you can have two women and they represent the masculine energy and the woman energy.
Or they just represent, look, it's been statistically shown, a 2-parent household, a child is going to be more, affluent or more, is going to progress better in a two-parent household.
Yeah.
That's just a statistical fact.
But then what if, for example, you'll have your example, which is the woman. No, that's not a great example. But let's just say you have a woman that doesn't want a partner, but she's got enough male role models around her. So she's got her brother, she's got uncles, she's got her dad that could step in and sort of guide. Because, you know, it needs a village to raise a child. So does a woman
It could work, but going back to this Nick Cannon situation, these women are actively saying, "I just want to be impregnated by Nick, and I'm good with that."
What's so special? Unless he's got the moolah. He's got the hot dough.
Nick has got...
How rich is he?
Almost,
Can you how rich he is, please?
Unquestionable and it's like his money does not stop. He's been acting since he was a kid.
Acts, he raps.
To put his music career to one side. And the acting to one side. But
why not? So where's his main money coming from? Is it the fact
that his net worth is $30 million?
30 million?
Yeah.
30. That's already split 4 ways. He's broke.
Well,
basically, Nick has no money.
He ain't rich, so he must have some good D and good genetics.
But he's got I don't know. He's got the show which he's probably partnered on, and
which one's that?
Wild 'N Out.
Oh, is that still active?
He probably he's just started a new season. That is his lock, stock and barrel. And he's probably got other deals and stuff. But I just think going into a partnership, and I want to know the contract that Nick has signed these women up to
silence them and just have
happy
pictures that keep.
They will have non-disclosure agreements.
100%.
Nick needs to share that and be like, "Yeah, this is the blueprint. Anyone wants to do it."
But it's not like he just gives them a non-disclosure to sign. There's obviously something to benefit them in payment for that.
So the agreement might be the whole financial side of things.
I just clocked.
Go on.
What if Nick's getting payment from Mariah?
Yeah,
Imagine.
No.
No.
I
He's
think
getting
I read
paternity
something.
care.
No. I think I saw something about because Mariah's the wealthier one, and
Of
the way
course.
divorce works in the US, they pay
Yeah.
So
spouses
basically, he's
for-
going from like this and handing it.
Why not? That's good
Possibly.
business. That's very good business.
disgusting behavior. Though.
Why?
Why are you looking
Why?
at family as business transactions?
But it is.
It is.
Marriage is a
It
business.
is, but this is not a great example of a business model.
But
No.
marriage is a business. When you go into a marriage, it's a partnership
I agree,
between
but
two
this
people.
what you're trying to explain is marriage and partnership and business. I get all that.
Yeah.
But this mess is not a business
Well,
model.
he had to have thought about how he's going to pay for all of, first of all, the women that he's impregnated, plus because he has to pay for them, and he has to pay for the kids, and he has to pay for the upkeep.
That's long.
Big man.
Do you think he's doing it on purpose then?
That's what I wanted to get onto. What if Nick Cannon has something like a Chadwick Boseman, and he's got some underlying thing that he's not told anyone about, and he's on his and he has been told he's on his way out, and he's like, right, I got to do this.
Or
He just doesn't know how to pull out.
no, he obviously does, because if he doesn't believe in contraception, he's only managed to do it 4 times. So pull-out game's on point. But what if he wants to do the equivalent to the Kardashians and make hella dough from a TV reality show?
Ugh.
He lives on a reality scene. I think that's the closest thing to the
So
potential
you think
reasoning.
he's playing the long game?
Yeah, he can make dough. Right? Imagine the show, 4 different households, and him surviving, and him like bonding with every family. That's hella money. Everyone's getting part of that budget.
That is a headache.
No,
that is the biggest headache.
They're all driven by money. But growing up British, in your community, growing up in your household, do you know people who had more than one family? Like, especially, I guess in my culture, it's more the father that is most likely to have children before you or after you from a different person. Have you experienced it growing up?
Yeah, I have. I say stepbrothers, but I have brothers that we're same dad but not same mum.
So half siblings.
Yeah.
And were they before you?
After.
Mm. And were you, without, obviously I don't want to go too deep into it, only if you have to talk about, were you were they known, did they know about you, and did you know about them?
No. I said from the very beginning, I was known when they were born. I was actually there when my second little brother was born, at the hospital. So I was looking after my first little brother, and me and my sister said from the very beginning, these boys are knowing who we are.
That's
so
amazing.
there was never ever going to be anything where, oh yeah, I have a brother somewhere, but I don't know who he is. Nope. That's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in your life. You're going to know about me. We're going to hang out with.
But you know it's because you guys intervene, not because of the parents. So
but there wasn't. But
what would you have parents? If you, let's just say you actually were in your feelings, thinking, do you know what, I feel some kind of way that my dad's
not even
gone
in
off
your
with someone
feelings.
else.
If you were of an age where
You
your
don't even know.
parents still had responsibility over you. Obviously, it sounds like you and your sister were older.
Yeah, a lot older.
Yeah.
So what would you think the ideal situation would have been for your parents? Would they have done exactly the same thing that you did? Or would they have tried to sort of separate it a little bit?
No, I think just be open and honest about it. Everyone would have known everything. And I know I've got also managers that have had, who have been divorced and they've had another family. So that's a bit different. But when I've seen what they've had to go through, like he literally says, all right, I got to call the first wife, rings them, and puts down the phone thing, and that's the first wife he's divorced from, but he's got kids with them. So
Yeah.
He's got responsibility.
And then it's the phone the second. Nick's got to do that how many times? No, I'm good.
Fizz, what about yourself? Like culturally, what's it like for you?
So I would say culturally, it's something that's kind of frowned upon, but does happen.
Okay.
So and I know we're gonna touch on the age thing later, but
hopefully you got time. Nick Cannon needs to stop talking.
Typically what happens is I've heard so many horror stories from Bengali families about this kind of stuff, where a guy will marry someone who's close in age to him, he'll have children, and as his children have grown up, maybe they're teenagers, young adults, he's now decided he wants a young, hot, fresh wife, while still married to the one he just had 6, 7, 8 kids,
So
or however many.
So that's more in a polygamy front, but not in the correct manner.
Definitely not in the correct manner, because no way did he consult with his wife to see if she would accept this as a situation. They will then, usually what happens is this is an older gentleman. He'll go back home, and he'll find a very young bride, and he will leave her
And would
pregnant.
the kids know each other?
It depends.
When he dies
It depends,
the
because
funeral.
sometimes what I've seen happen, that the common situations that I've had people tell me about is they're here, as in these are my peers, these are my age mates or whatever. They're
You
here.
love the age mate
I
words.
love the age mates.
I've never ever. I know I said this before.
Yeah.
I never ever knew about the words age mate until I met this person.
Yeah.
Everything's my age mates.
My
They're not your age mates, and I'm like, I don't know what
because
this means.
if
Google.
they're older or younger, you say older or younger.
No,
age
I'm not
mates.
exposing
But
my
anyway,
age. Everyone's
these
my
are
friend.
mates. These mates, and they might say my. It's sad when they say it, but they'll be like my half siblings back home, because what their dad has done is he's got his family here and he's got his family back home.
Oh, that's common.
It is
African people
common.
do
It's
that all
very
the
yeah.
time.
I know that it's
Nigerian
very
people
common.
do that all the time.
It is very common, but I feel like the whole Hebs touched on it earlier, like the polygamy thing and treating them equally, like in a justified way. So equally means financially you also need to be equally responsible. Like it needs to be split equally. But what's happening is you've got the British lot here or the UK lot here. They're older kids, they're probably now working, they're now paying for the home here, and so you're funneling money back home for your kid back home. And the reason why a lot of the older guys do that is because of the fact that they feel like they need to hold on to their land title, or because legit sometimes I've heard this said. Yeah, it's so stupid. I've heard this said where
they're just probably following culture blindly.
It's a really, really silly part of culture, but they will also say stuff like, I want someone to take care of me in my old age.
Yeah, look after your youths and then look after you.
Exactly. Simple. But it's quite frustrating. And I know we're going to touch on the age a bit more, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But generally, the age gap between a husband and a wife is sometimes 5 years plus. Most often in the older generation, so I would say like my grandparents' generation rather than my parents,
like a 10-year.
It would be like 10 to 15 to 20 years as a
wild.
standard. So already what you've got your first wife, you may be 30. Okay, wait, let me do some quick maths. That sounds wrong. You might be you might be 40 and she's 20. You know, you've had your children with her. Yeah. You then at 60 decide you want to get married. You now have more children, but you've got adult children and a baby. And then you die.
They meet at the funeral.
Not even. I don't know. Even maybe. Who knows?
Maybe
but
not.
But this man has now died. You've now left two families that no longer have that financial support. If that's what he was doing,
unless he's left land in the name.
But then what happens? The reason why I said like this whole land title thing, because it's honestly like it's so sad when I hear about these. I always think this is so messed up. But he'll do that where he'll be like, I want someone to look after my land. That's why I am also married back home and had children. But now you've got a dispute because you've got one family going, well, I'm here in this country, it's my land. And then the other family going, well, we were born first.
Yeah.
It's our dad's legacy. We want it. And so many arguments happen because of those kind of things.
True. So for me, culturally, I think it's maybe like I won't say Middle Eastern, maybe North African I'll go with. I actually know quite a few families, there's two ways, who, because they're first generation here, they somehow start off with like an English wife.
Oh yeah. Trying to get that visa, you know.
Yeah, what's that program when the guys try and fall in love? What's that?
Oh. Male order brides.
No, when the guy's convincing the woman that she moved to Egypt and she's like, oh my God, he's in love with me. And he's like, clearly for the green card. I can't remember, but my sister used to watch it all the time. But unfortunately, you'll find it could be purely out of love and they realize afterwards culturally it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But you tend to find, especially with the Egyptian men, is that they tend to marry an English lady first and then they have kids with them. And then they realize for whatever reason
it's not worked
out. Or green cards arrived.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to assume that's the case for everyone because I'm sure people genuinely just fall in love and lust and it doesn't, you realize
it doesn't work out.
Like you're eating mash and I'm eating like halal steak while gone. But yeah, I think that's one thing. But the way they do it is like they separate the children so far apart that they don't know each other. So I know quite a few friends who they didn't know they had an older sibling or older siblings and then only in time they find each other through chance. It's just a secret. So they're not introduced to one another and go, yeah, so your dad was married before. It's unspoken. And it just comes to light either accidentally. I know a friend who's Ghanaian and he only just found out he has a brother. And his mum doesn't know and she can never know. Because it then shows that there's an overlap.
Was it a child?
No,
I was just going to say.
I'm telling everybody.
But I think when you're an adult,
I'm telling everyone.
and you know you want to protect your mum. When your mum's now of an older age,
I protected her more by telling her.
Well, no, because he's now a changed man. There's kids in his 20s.
That's his problem.
That's his past, mate.
That's his problem. Listen, let me tell you this right now. If you're embarrassed about the news, then you shouldn't have done it.
It's not embarrassed. I think it's just he obviously messed up and...
There's no messing up.
This is why I say
so basically,
you shouldn't cheat because the consequence of sex is children.
It's just long, bro. I'm telling you.
Or just a happy time.
Or just a happy time. But, a consequence of sex is children. And if you've got a family and you feel like you can't... Yeah, then you shouldn't be dipping
Or go Amsterdam.
places.
The cleanest thing.
Oh, for God's sake. But yeah, so basically we have that where they come in first generation in the UK, have their first family, then have a second family. But then you have others who come here with their wives.
Yeah.
And then in their 60s have this need to find a second wife. And it's just like, but you have grown-ass children here.
They're gone. So you're bored. So you need something to fulfill.
No, your child's still in your... Like, children are still in your life. I'm thinking of different people, different families that I know. Your children are still in your lives and you have decided, because I don't know what man hyped you in what community for you to go and find another wife in a different country. And then your wife finds out afterwards, your child now hates you and despises you.
Yeah. This is exactly what happens in the Bengali
there is
community
no
as well.
community.
Yeah.
My girl doesn't. And I know guys in like, again, Ghanaian and Nigerian who said, I know I got several siblings. I don't want to know because of the way the dad moved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think to an extent what Nick Cannon's doing is going, do you know what? I'm owning this and I'm going to make sure I do this as great as I can. Whether he's acting to the cameras and, you know, we can all post a happy thing while we're crying. Do you know what I mean? So we can all front for the gram. But assuming that he's trying to do things better, this is better than what my people did. Some of them.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Like in the sense that he's at least...
No, Nick is wilding. The girls are wilding. Everyone.
Well, how do you explain the girls who get pregnant by Future and Fetty Wap?
They're looking
because he's literally
for money.
single child to single mum.
They're looking for money. It's just
so
plain.
Is he getting like honey trapped equivalent where like they're just
pretty
luring
much,
him?
and he is.
Has he spoken about
all
it?
of these guys that talk about investments and they talk about, oh, we need to do this and make money and I want Future to ever talk about money ever again, because the worst investment you can make is spreading your seed and thinning out your money. That is the worst thing you could do.
That's true.
That's not a good investment. If you think about it logically, you are literally paying out
on a financial point,
thousands and thousands and thousands. Because these women aren't going to be like, yeah, I'm going to be happy just being in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
in
why
the middle
should
of
I
nowhere.
when my girl's living her best life?
So one bedroom isn't acceptable anyway. You need a 2-bedroom.
Hold on, wait. Future made...
according to the housing rules.
How long Future been going? He made Mask Off and all of these bangers. He's with Drake. He's with all these people. You think I'm going to be... No, I want everything. 50 Cent's the mother of 50 Cent's first child.
Yeah.
They're on a phone call and he's got a radio station. He bursts into the radio station. He goes, listen to this. My partner wants more money. I already pay her like £15,000 a month. She wants more.
Yeah.
He puts her on the speaker. He goes, tell him what you said. Like, I'm not on radio. Yeah, you are on radio. Tell him what you said. You need to give me more money. Why? Because you're not average. You think you're not average. And
wait, 15 grand a month is average?
No. She's saying 50 Cent is not average.
Yeah, exactly. But an average person wouldn't get 15 grand a month.
That's what I'm saying.
1,500?
That's what she's saying. You're for the fact that you're saying that's enough, it's never enough. You're not average. That means I'm not average. That means that I expect more. And that's what some women are doing to these rappers like Future, like Fetty Wap, and like Fetty Wap. Where is he now?
I'm gonna.
Where is he now?
Trying to make a song somewhere.
Where
trying
is
to
he?
produce a beat. But what I will say is we don't know this. We don't know the other side of things. We don't know how mistreated they are. Because a lot of women, which is very unfortunate, which is a whole topic, will basically react based on how you treat them and forget about the kids. They'll use the kids as a weapon.
Yeah.
and they'll control your access to your child based on how they feel about you. So therefore, they might go, well, I need more money because you disrespected me and you think I'm a mug. I'm here raising your child. You won't get to see your child until I get an X amount of money. That's wrong, but it happens. So we don't know what 50's doing, what all them guys are doing. Do you know
I
what I
think
mean?
you need to be careful with the people that you lay down with.
I mean,
A pretty
sometimes
face
it's
is
a
not-
post-nut Clary
No,
situation.
a pretty
it
face is
takes
not a
10
pretty face,
years.
bruv. I don't care if you got a nice figure and a pretty face. It means nothing now. Everyone's got a nice figure and a pretty face.
Everybody abstinate. Is that the right word?
I have no idea. I've never had to use that
Abstinent.
sentence or say it in that way.
Just
It's not just about a pretty face anymore.
Just be
I'm not even,
abstinent.
everyone's got a pretty face and a nice shape.
Yeah,
What
'cause they
makes you
bought it.
special?
But some of these girls aren't nice. Maybe
That
maybe
is
he's
exactly
nice.
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're laying down with the
Actually, some of the rappers are ugly.
when
50's
you're
ugly.
young, you need to have one of your OGs be like, "Don't move like this."
I'm
These
not gonna
girls are
lie.
just out here.
Everyone's gassed when they're young.
These
They
girls are
just
just
they just
out
want to
here.
get into any woman. You're opportunists. Us women are selective. You men are opportunists.
No, I disagree. I think
That's
it's the
just
opposite.
you.
Can
I
I
think
No
bring
it's the
up?
way.
opposite.
No
I think it's the
way.
opposite.
100%. Every guy I've spoken to, they're like, do you know what? Women have options because they get approached all the time. Men are hoping that one girl they'll approach will say yes.
So average men, average,
I'm not your average.
average
Okay, not
guys.
even average men, because I want to bring up Drake and his baby mama situation.
That's
I know he
completely
only
different.
has one child with
Yeah.
one woman, but Drake was clearly embarrassed about who his baby mama
No,
is.
he
and
was
her
just
past
hiding
and
her
her
from the
history.
world.
No, hiding literally, but he's hiding his kid. Yeah,
Hiding
yeah.
his kid
I
from
like
the
that
world.
part.
But like, you know, he's not innocent. He's obviously been very careful for a very, very, very long time, because if Drake was putting it out there like how Fetty and Nick and everyone else was, he would have had about 50 kids with 50 women by now. But he was obviously being really, really careful, and he slipped up
I think
that one time. And that woman,
Yeah.
I don't know the details, but I'm
Mm.
guessing that woman refused to do anything about it until it was too late to do anything about it.
she said she knew exactly.
She knew what she was doing, and then she
Slowly
obviously approached the
planning.
slowly.
situation.
Nah, bruv. I know what these girls. She climbed on top. She said, "Yeah, you ain't getting let go."
Oh, as in like to get pregnant.
She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "No, this is my ticket."
Oh my god,
No
wait.
disrespect.
What,
This is my
what
ticket.
what series was it? What season was it? The Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
When she sat when she
They
have
was
seen
just
it?
the one season. Was
Unfortunately.
towards the
No,
later
but as in,
episodes.
I'm trying to think of the name of the
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
But she basically went on top to get pregnant because he usually pulls out,
Yeah,
and then she
Yeah.
was just like,
But
"Not
okay,
today."
So that was because of a lack of sex education. And when she finally understood that he was pulling out, that's when she realized that's why I'm not getting pregnant.
No, but she also knew that if she was on top, that he couldn't pull out.
Yeah,
But
he
she
couldn't
did.
push her
But
off.
she didn't understand the science because they were just sheltered from knowledge.
No, so sorry.
Or
we're
when
going,
she found
we're
out.
going into detail about Bridgerton plot now. But
Listen,
basically, when
it's a
they
game
would do it,
changer.
he would obviously pull
Pull
out.
out, yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
yeah.
I don't know,
Spew
sponge
his
it in
face.
tissue or handkerchief?
just
What did they
straight
have
They
back
don't
in
have
the
tissues.
day?
Sheets, bro.
Anyway,
Sheets.
cloth and
hankies.
sheets.
And she didn't know, so she didn't have any sex education.
You look disgusted. You literally look disgusted. Like you can't actually fathom what we're talking about.
Watch Bridgerton.
Have you not seen
It's-
Bridgerton?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
No, I ain't seen that, bro.
You need to watch
Alright,
it.
you need to watch it.
You
It's
need
actually,
to
it
watch
actually
it.
bangs.
Yeah.
I usually-
Harlots, though. You seen that?
Huh?
Harlots.
No, I want to see it.
Yeah.
That's on my
Oh.
list. But yeah, I never thought I'd like it, and I watched first episode. I'm like,
It's
okay.
actually
I
really
was watching it
fun.
with my son. The first scene happened in the tree. And
Hey?
I'm like,
This
look
is
away.
definitely an after 10
Yeah, I
p.m.
didn't
thing.
realize.
Hey.
I didn't know. I didn't
So
know.
she didn't know, she didn't have any sex education, basically. She didn't know the biological aspect of getting pregnant. And so she didn't realize that him pulling out and doing his business on the sheets was the reason why she wasn't getting pregnant.
Nick Cannon
Um,
should watch it.
And then she...
He might learn something, bro.
He
That's
might.
actually true.
He might learn
And
something.
then when she finally
That's it. Yeah.
did learn, that's when she was like, well, I want to have a child.
Because I've done this.
Because she was...
I'm riding on top.
Yeah, because she was saying she wants to have children, and he
Yeah.
said,
I can't. I'm
have
not able
children.
to.
And then when she realized he can, she made it happen. Kind of.
That was fun.
That was.
But then that triggered Twitter. Everyone went crazy going like this was like
Technically, that's rape.
it was a very
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
there was no consent.
Yeah,
And if that was a woman the other way around, it would have been a hoo-ha.
very true.
But because it came from her side. But then it actually
I
probably
mean,
does
it
happen.
was very difficult to watch. because
there
you knew.
Was it that scene? I can't remember. There's one scene where I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this. But I can't remember which one it was. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But I didn't find it uncomfortable. I just went, go on, girl. Because I clocked what she was doing.
I found it uncomfortable because she basically forced him.
She did force him.
Yeah.
But he also enjoyed having sex with her.
He
And he
did
lied to her.
until he realised she was not going to get off.
So
And then he was like, oh no, help me.
we need to kind of move on. I'm not
We
gonna
do.
lie.
I'm ready, bro.
So just real quick. I mean, now that you're here, stay where you are. But I have a question for you. Would you rather accidentally send nudes to your boss or to your mum? To your boss. Why? What if your boss responds and goes, "Hey, what are you saying?" So Fizz said that if she does
Rather send it to my mum.
because
then I can follow up with, Mum, can you see that rash on my skin? Does this look normal?
You didn't realise what you did.
you say when she goes, "What is
Well,
this?"
then when you get that phone call going, what is that? That's when you're like, oh.
So what happened was, see that little freckle? It wasn't there yesterday. I need your help. Just zoom in.
Yeah.
My mum would start thinking I'm an escort.
Would you get licks?
I wouldn't say it. She'd just be like, why are you even doing that with your camera? That's not what your camera's for.
That's true.
All right. What's the other one? What is the most overused emoji or GIF?
The crying, laughing face.
The
Sideways
sideways
one or
one.
straight?
Shame.
Almost related. Almost
Almost
related.
the same.
All right. So on relationship talk, we touched obviously on several kids with several women, but how do you guys feel about age gaps? Wait, what triggered the conversation on age gap?
Scott, the one from the Kardashian.
Scott Disick.
Yeah,
He's dating a 19-year-old.
disgusting.
How old is he?
He's 40.
Oh no, she's 20, but he got to know her when she was 19 or something like that.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah. I feel like age gaps are...
Generational.
No, not even generational. I feel like it's something that needs to be considered in a relative way. So what I mean by that is a 10-year age gap between someone who's 30 and they've just met someone who's 40, for example, I feel like that's absolutely fine. It's even 30 and 50. I feel like that's, you're both mature. You both know yourself.
You're just into old things and that's it.
That might be what you're into. But I feel like that same, so say that 10, 15-year age gap, if someone is 16, 17, 18, but the reason why I say 16 is because in the UK, age of consent is 16.
Word.
So 16, 17, 18, and the age gap between them and their partner is 15 years, that is when I'll be like, ugh, because it's like, well, when did you meet them? Was there an element of grooming here where you essentially groomed them into being in a relationship with you, making you think it's okay? And also, that's still a child. I feel like at 18, you're still a child. I know legally you're an adult and legally you can do a lot, but
I mean, in my mum's eyes, I'm still her baby.
Yeah.
And I'm hella old.
But that is almost technically someone's baby.
It is.
I do believe you're young, even from the consensual age. Like, I think it's mad that...
Yeah.
I mean, not it's mad, I guess it is what it is if you have your needs and they know that statistically it's going to happen. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think there is a point where you kind of look at, okay, cool, there's a 15-year age gap or whatever with a situation. But if she's 35...
and he's 50, no big deal. But
you're a grown-ass woman, you know what you're doing, or vice versa.
They met when, I don't know, when she was 25 and he's 15 years older. I still think that's still young on her side, but she's mature enough. I think your brain doesn't stop developing until you're in your early 20s anyway.
Yeah, and I think when you're 19, 18, you think you're grown and you think you know everything. I thought I was a big man.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I met my ex and my ex-husband's 7 years older than me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell the difference. I don't know whether his IQ level was balanced with me. I don't know.
He was just a little immature.
I don't know, but the thing is, anyone my age was hella young. In my eyes, you're not even ready to what I'm ready for. Like, I want to get married. I want to have kids. I was on that flex of my parents. Like, my parents had their first child at 22 and I live in a time where a 22-year-old would be like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm trying to achieve this, and this, but I'm 30. So the average guy my age wouldn't be on the same wave as me.
Yeah.
So when me and him vibed and I found out his age, I was like, okay, you're an old man. But
My
I didn't
mum-
feel his age.
Yeah, my mum was 17 when she got married to my dad, and my dad was 5 years older than her. So that's like what? So I can't do math.
But that-
22.
But then he's also young-minded as well. He's a
Yeah.
boy.
So I mean, 17 to 22. I think I still feel like slightly not right because
Did they get married
17 is-
here?
Yeah, they got married here. 17 is still very young. I mean, so is 22, but I still think there's a bit of 5 years at that age is a big difference. 5 years at 25 and 30 is not so big. So, now, obviously now when I see them, it doesn't feel like there's a 5-year age gap between
That's
them
just your
because
parents, innit?
they've
Yeah, yeah,
matured
yeah,
and this,
yeah.
that, and the other.
They're
And
growing
5
up
years
They've
isn't
evolved
actually
together.
that big of a difference. But when I think
No.
about Mum was 17 when she got married. She was actually
She was a big woman. She was like, I'm ready.
she was
I'm ready
pregnant
for this
at
man.
17. She had me at 18, like just after she turned
Jeez,
18.
bread.
Your mum
And
did
what-
not waste time. Wait, have you worked out the maths
I
when
did
they
the
got
maths.
married?
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm legitimate.
halal.
I'm halal. I'm a legitimate child.
They gave you some fake dates.
No. I know their wedding date.
That's cool.
But it like when I think back on it
Mm.
now, I think, oh my god, 18 is really young to get married and have babies.
I think when you become an adult and you look back, you start reflecting. But
Yeah,
at the time,
but
I
at the
don't think you
time,
feel.
I think when you look at when you're 18 and you're thinking someone's 5 years older, you don't think that's big. You don't think that's a big age gap at all.
No.
But there is a big gap between the mentality of an 18-year-old and a 22-year-old or 23-year-old. And that's where I find age gap relationships quite questionable. But 23 plus 5, so 23 to 28, I'm like, yeah, cool. Like you're grown now, you're mature, you're adult, you've got enough in common because you're closer in age.
Yeah.
That
I hear you.
Yeah.
But okay, before
It's
I speak
really
deeper
weird.
into it, Ben, what are your thoughts on age gaps? Is there an age gap between you and your missus?
Yeah, months.
Oh, that's calm.
So
Wait, are you older or
She's your
younger?
age mate.
She is my age mate. I'm 86 October. She's 87 January. So literally there are
3
like
months.
Oh, she's a young
months.
thing. Okay, she's
she's
a young thing.
months between us. We're literally the same age.
Yeah.
But when it comes to 20 years or 10 or 15 years, I think I'm with Fizz depending on where the age is. So 17 and 22 or 25,
Oh.
it's calm. When you're talking about you're 14, you're going out with a 20-year-old, there are problems on two sides. And I'll start with the guy first. First one, the guy side. Where are you finding 20-year-olds?
14-year-olds.
Or
Wait, what?
when
14.
you're
Wait.
on
you
the
thought
guy
this-
side, where are you find if and you're 40 as
Oh,
a guy,
40.
40
But you
and
meant
the
the
guy.
girl, sorry, the girl's
It's 'cause
he's
14
hanging
out
and
in
she's
them
20.
18 to
Because that
30
happens,
clubs,
But
isn't
here's
it?
the thing. But where are you finding them?
20-year-olds and he's
Yeah,
40.
Yeah. Where?
Anywhere.
No.
They're everywhere.
No.
He can go out for a drink and he'll be surrounded by them.
Why
He can be in
you-
a workplace and be surrounded by them.
At work.
And they just vibe.
Yeah.
No.
What
Not-
work
I mean,
things don't
I-
happen? They happen.
No.
Work things happen all the time. You can have a
Have you-
work
We're
best friend
then,
who's 53,
Okay.
menopausal and stuff, and she's like, yeah, she's your best friend at work, isn't
Okay,
it?
think about it like this.
Yeah.
You've finished doing whatever you do because we're all grown. They have sex and then it's finished. What are you talking about?
She
With a
might-
20-year-old. I have a sister who's 8 years younger than me.
Maybe.
And I can't talk to her for nothing. Not about grown stuff.
But she's different than.
No.
Everyone's
no,
different.
No, don't accept it. She's not.
I'm more concerned about the young ones rather than the old ones.
I'm concerned about the man. Where are you finding them? What are you talking to that young girl about? And here's the thing on the other side.
He's not.
Well, then that's a problem.
If it's an older man, like as you're saying,
40 and 20.
to a 20-year-old girl, he is.
I think
I
it's
feel
messed up
like
still though.
I think that's really messed up, and I feel like that's grooming because
I
she's
don't. I think
she's very young. They don't obviously have a lot in common. There's a whole 2 decades between them. And I think he's literally just enjoying her youthfulness,
You're not-
her
you're not
body and her
talking- energy.
youthfulness.
you're not
That's it.
talking to her about anything
they
that
might have
is-
Netflix in common.
No, you're not talking to her about anything of substance. Because
yeah,
while
maybe
you're
because
talking
he
about
thinks-
business deals,
Yeah.
she's talking about
She
where
might
she's
be.
going
She
on
might.
holiday.
She might also be.
a
She
She
boss.
could be, but
She could be a
I
very
can probably-
mature 20-year-old.
She could be, but okay.
Sugar
That goes,
daddy.
that goes on to the other point. From the other side, from the young side. As a young girl who's 20 years old, you have to ask the question, why is she looking at older guys and why are there
So-
no other 20-year-olds around her age that are good enough for
She
her?
might have held my mentality, which is at the time I thought no one my age was on my level. 40, that's a big dip.
Yeah.
But I also believe daddy trauma is a thing, because I know women who have now reflected on the situation and go, I don't know why I always tend to gravitate to men who, I guess, what I'm seeking in my dad. Not in nothing sexual, but they tend to gravitate to that energy, and then a romantic situation happens from it. But they actually have accepted that the reason why they tend to go through certain men is because there's
They're
something
lacking
there's a void in them,
Yeah.
and therefore there's something that just always kind of like something they're yearning for, and they just happen to find it in men.
But that so that's
So that's kind of
that's a small selection. You say
yeah.
that's a
But
finite amount.
also it could be if she's not thought that out as well, as deeply
It
as
takes a
that.
while to reflect
It
on
could
that.
just be that she got approached by someone older compared to who she was approached by previously. She's thinking, oh, this might.
She should have squashed that straight away.
She should have.
She should have
But
squashed it, and he shouldn't have
I
gone for it.
think girls
If that happened,
I think girls get excitable when an older man approaches when they're a certain age. They're like, raw, okay. Not realizing, sleazeball. It comes across as, oh, he's this grown man who's got his stuff together and he wants to talk to me. I must give off similar energy. It's naivety. We're very naive when
Do
we're
you know
younger,
how
but we
bad-
think we run things.
do you know how bad that is just for procreation and the evolution of the planet? Because if you think about it, if you're going after
Uncle
older men,
Ben has
no,
kicked in.
think about it.
Carry on.
If you're thinking about the evolution of humanity
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
women, whoever, you're just going after the older, or we're going after the younger. That means no one in your age group is good enough. We're now coming to a place where this generation especially, want instantaneous gratification, and they want everything now. At 20 years old, you shouldn't even thinking about, I want to have this sort of lifestyle. You should be at a point where you're willing to build with someone.
Yeah.
You should be looking at someone as potential. What do I see in that person
Yeah,
at
in
20
that age, yeah, you're right.
to go for potential?
But that's what women will look at. Men will be like, no, I need to build by myself. I need to establish by myself. The amount of guys that say, I'm not ready for a relationship yet because I'm still trying to build. I'm like, but why do you want to build with a woman? Nah, she'll just be a hindrance to me.
That to me is wild.
I think it's wild.
That is wild.
I genuinely believe with the right person, you can build together.
100%.
In my grownish age now, I can't build with you. Like, in a sense that I've already built and you've already built. But if you're coming from scratch, I'm like, I don't know. Because you're
at a
too
certain
grown.
age,
Yeah,
it's like you
I
should
expect
have
you to
been
come
on.
with a little something. Like
Yeah.
a little like blueprint or something for me to see. Like, you can take a few steps back in life because life happens and you might lose your business. You might go through some sort of trauma. But for you to go, yeah, like, for example, guys who've just come out of prison or whatever, they're like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, good for you, mate.
Out of prison?
And listen, Muzmatch, people
You
straight
can
out.
clock,
Bruv,
you can
you
clock the
gotta-
profiles
No.
that
I don't
belong
know
to
they're in prison.
jailbirds.
You
No,
gotta-
I don't know.
No.
This
Sometimes you
is-
can
this
clock
is
it.
wild.
Heads, I've clocked a
I
few.
always
You can
ask.
tell from the
Changes.
photos. You can tell from the photos who's in prison.
I'm always
Yeah,
asking,
the
where do
angles.
you meet these brothers?
They're
What
in
brothers?
prison.
Wait.
Who are you meeting?
Wait, I don't meet no one. I'm saying no, not the ones in prison don't get time. I just go when they message me. I go, listen, bro, you're not on a trip.
I
innit?
think
You're not on a
remember.
holiday.
I
You're not
remember
abroad.
seeing a picture of a guy, and it fully looked like he was in a
No,
cell.
there's
And
no-
he messaged me.
with a
Oh.
kettle
So,
and
yeah.
a toilet bar.
And the bar on the window. So I messaged him going, "What prison you in?" And he was
Literally.
like,
Oh, it's obvious.
"Oh, is that obvious?" I was like, "Yeah, unmatched." Off I went.
Nah, I mean,
No.
life happens, innit?
Well,
I can't.
look,
yeah.
to guys, shoot your shot. And
I mean,
to
shoot your
girls,
shot.
Not from prison. How have you got a phone in prison?
Boy, bruv, that's a
Have you
long shot.
smuggled that in?
It's
He's
okay.
tr-
We'll teach you after.
You-
No, I know how, but you know,
We'll teach you.
that's
It's okay.
kind of
Fizz, you need to
painful.
know your top bins, yeah?
Oh no, it's not even that way, my dear.
You need to protect Fizz at all costs, yeah?
No,
We're
I swear
protecting.
down.
Wait.
She just said it's kind of painful. She thought it's. No,
Right.
Is that not the only way that they
Guards,
get
everything?
phones in?
Nah, boo boo.
Oh no, yeah, guards. Okay, yeah.
Airdrop.
Airdrop. I was actually watching it. I was
Drones.
watching a program on BBC about the drones and
They
like drugs
showed
and
it
all
in
that
Top
stuff.
Boy. How did I not clock
What are your thoughts on older men?
This is reference.
No, leave her.
Is it not Top Boy?
It's
There's-
okay. We'll
There's
speak
pillow
about
there.
it.
Go
I'm
sleep,
tired,
sleep,
man.
sleep,
It's
sleep,
nap time.
sleep. What are your views on
so
older men?
vulnerable.
Come.
So I feel there's an issue. Like when you see like what happened to the girl in Mitcham and what happened to other girls in school uniform getting approached by older boys in college or whatever. Girls think it's cool, but I think it's actually warped why an older man will actively seek a girl in uniform or actively seek a girl who's still wearing braces or a teenager to be your partner. Like, I feel like there's something not right in your head to why you wouldn't want to go for a whole looking woman.
Can I jump in? So, if you're with your partner, and this is nothing to do with
Fantasy.
me, exactly,
Dress up.
yeah, and
I
it's a
mean,
school, and it's a
I'm
school
not
girl.
gonna. I'm
But
not gonna
what
lie.
happens between two consenting adults is
But
their business.
Do you think
mean, I
it's
You can dress
weird?
up as a giraffe
I mean-
and a hippopotamus. No one's gonna
That would be
care.
wild. But
That
do you
would
think?
be wild.
Do you think it's weird if your partner asks you to dress up as a schoolgirl? Then, based on what you said,
No, I will understand why, because porn has sexualized everything. Like anything.
Everything.
From dressing in a flipping, I'll take it back to Safeway's uniform. to,
really?
No, as in like it's. I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming. Like as in like you could have a fetish for anything,
Mm.
and it's there in the porn world. So therefore, a schoolgirl, like for example, the discos, 90s throwback, come in school uniform. Do you remember back in the day? That was a
Yeah.
normal thing. 70s, 80s music. Everyone's dressing in all garage nights. It's
Yeah.
school uniform. So it's already like a trend. It's a
Yeah.
thing. But it's not for me though.
So you say no?
I mean, to be fair, my husband, I'll do what I can to please him. But
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
gonna-
gonna. I thought she was gonna go to Diaz.
but
Carry on.
but I can imagine me laughing and busting
Yeah, it's
jokes
not.
during
It's not a
roleplay.
serious situation.
I'll be like, oh no, what is the stupidness? So I don't know, unless I somehow I'm fully in the moment. I can't see me ever doing anything like that.
Okay.
So, but yes, I find it quite disturbing when older boys, like in your 20, like you're 21, 22, and you're trying to move to like a 16-year-old or a 14-year-old when you have some women your age who
Mhm.
will have you in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. Like, why are you always drawn to?
I think it comes down to, for those particular ones, all right, and I don't mean all 20, 22-year-old men, but those particular ones who prey, because that is what it is. They prey and are predators on young girls.
Some will say they have a preference.
No, that's not a
No.
preference.
I'm
They're doing it
taking
because
piss.
they have something. It's an element of control over that person.
Yeah.
They're so young and vulnerable and naive.
They're like a blank canvas.
They're a blank canvas. You can.
Yeah.
It is literally grooming them.
Yeah.
So when you approach those young girls and you're like, oh, you look really beautiful, this, that, and the other, she's gonna get gas. Unfortunately, it's the truth. She's gonna get gassed.
100%.
And then, you're now going to feed her something more, make her feel good. Then bang, it's like you're going to drop something in. Oh, if you really love me, you do this.
Yeah.
And then it's sexual assault because she's under the age of consent. Or whatever.
And then she'll defend him and be like, but
Yeah,
I love him.
But I love him. Or he'll whack her one and he'll be like, oh, but I love you. And this cycle of
Beat her.
abuseful stuff.
No.
Yeah.
When you fall in love with your abuser,
Oh, you want to know the name of it?
Stockholm
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome.
It's a thing.
It's
yeah.
a thing, but
Yeah.
it's manipulation. It's
And
not.
I think there's a level of narcissistic behavior because I know when you're in a toxic relationship, you're made to feel that you can't find anything better elsewhere.
Yeah.
So when you're young and naive and you've only ever grown with the person with that mindset and being told all the time that, and you've never had other experiences because you've just caught on to this older man,
Yeah.
you then start believing that actually this is the truth because all I ever known is this. And then, he lies to me. So you
Yeah.
start to you, this is as good as it gets.
This is
So you tolerate and
normal.
tolerate
Yeah.
until
What
maybe
do you
you're ready
guys
to kill
think
someone.
of situations where the teachers run away with the student?
Bro,
That happens all the time.
Disgusting.
You've
It
never
happens
mentioned-
all the
when I
time.
go to uni-
Hebs.
I went
There's
to
stories about
university
it all the
and
time.
I know
were-
it's happened back in the day. I've
No,
had like
I
little
went to
metro
univers-
section.
There's
on the
universities
paper.
and you have lecturers going out with their students.
Okay,
all the time.
university's a bit different. They're 18
They're-
plus. They're
they're
over the age
grown.
of consent.
They're
I'm talking
grownish.
about
Are you-
when teachers run away with
their
people
love child.
in secondary school.
I mean,
Love
not
child.
literally love a child. That's a bad word. to
They'll
use.
they'll run away with or they'll have sex. They'll say it's consensual.
Like a 16-year-old boy or 14-year-old boy with an
14-year-old
English
boy.
teacher.
This
Yeah.
goes back to what I've been saying. Two-parent households, two-people household. I'm telling you right now.
I mean,
But
I'm sure
it
it's
may
still
not
happening.
I'm just
necessarily
saying,
mean-
where are the parents? Because you're not running away with my child and I'm just going to be
sorry,
there.
but I could be working. So let's say I'm married with my husband. He's working shifts because he's a surgeon. I'm working hella hard as well. So my child is doing activities after school, whatever. Or if I'm a single mum, for
You're
example.
saying run away.
They've been, look, we've all got beatings where we wanted to run away, right? So the probability of running away is very simple. You can have two
I'm going to
parents.
find you.
Yeah, you'll find
I
me.
will
but
load Jack and find you.
But you'll call the police probably first and go, wait, my child ran away. Then you discover they ran away with the English teacher. And,
Do you know, have you read
they're now somewhere across the world.
Have you read the Old Testament? The Bible.
Yes.
Do you know how
upon a time.
graphic that is? That would be nothing to what I'd do to the teacher. I'm telling you.
But you got to find the teacher first.
There's not. You see, women, yeah? Women are. Listen to. Let me land.
We're listening.
Let me land.
We're listening.
You see, women, yeah? There's no woman on this planet that cannot find whatever she wants to find.
Oh, okay,
Inspector
yeah,
Gadget.
fine.
So I'm
I
telling
agree
you
with
right now,
that.
when you have a woman on your side, you have the two parent, there's nothing that my wife wants. She would find that whoever in a flash.
That's true. I'm not
A
gonna lie.
flash.
Shout out
And the
Joe.
motivation that you've got her baby. Oh my lord.
Yeah, no, Mummy Bear is
Oh
a
my
real,
lord.
real.
No.
I've had to stop
But,
myself
but,
from
but I
judging
think
people
what Hebs is trying to say here, your comment about this is why you need 2-parent household, that's
if it
irrelevant.
still happens.
Because
Right.
despite your best parenting, external factors can still.
Let's look at gun
change.
crime, knife
Yeah.
crime in the UK. You have two parents. It's not always a
It's
single
not.
mum.
It's not a
yeah,
guarantee
yeah.
that just because you have 2 parents, you're now immune to all of these issues.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit irrelevant.
But
Still
these
susceptible.
boys are like love struck. Because more time it's the woman. Is it usually the woman teacher?
No,
What?
it's been both.
Both.
It's been both. I think the ones that horrify people are, well, this is where it comes down to the way it's perceived. So
Whether a woman or a
when
man.
a male teacher
Runs away with.
grooms a female
That's-
student, it's disgusting. Everyone says it's disgusting, but when it's a female teacher grooming
Fantasy.
a male student, everyone is kind of like, he's also been sexually assaulted.
Of course.
And this is considered rape, but he's given props. You banged the English teacher
That's
or whatever.
actually true.
Literally how they will say it.
actually
And then it's
true.
only when it comes out in court and stuff like that, and there's more discussion and therapy possibly.
Unless it's your science
that
teacher
the
and she's hella old.
victim then says like, yes, I'm a
Science
victim.
teacher.
Yeah.
Your physics teacher
Jeez, I'm bread.
with the wart. Like what?
Ugh,
Sorry,
man.
I
Ugh.
just-
What kind of teachers did you have, Hebs?
Miss, is her name Miss Chisel? Miss Chisnut.
Chisel
Miss
with a
Chisnut.
wart on her nose.
Yeah, and her breast she used to put on the table and lean on it.
I had a teacher
Exactly.
like
That's
that.
what I was
lady.
saying, bro. Just like, what?
Old
I had a
ladies
teacher
with the
like
breasts are
that.
just hanging.
She had
swaying.
huge boobies, and she would fold her arms over
Okay,
her boobs.
so kids,
She was such a
today-
cool teacher, though. So I'm not dissing her as a teacher,
I
but
mean, she went
but I
cool.
would just be like, you couldn't look
But
anywhere
if-
but her
but-
boobies.
But if my guy banged Miss Chisnut,
Oh,
whatever her
dear
name is,
gosh.
Yeah.
he wouldn't get ratings. He'd be like, "Oh, you weirdo."
Oh yeah, it depends what teacher.
So she's got to be banging. Otherwise, it's just either way, it's messed up.
It is.
I'm
It's
not
very
encouraging this
messed
behaviour.
up. It's irrespective of what gender the teacher is. It's
So I'm
incredibly
mindful of
messed
the
up.
time, but just quickly, I think what I want to touch on as well is the fact that culturally, times have changed, and I feel like maturity has changed with time. So I feel like certain people now we're maturing slowly to an extent because education is very much controlled to what you're learning, what information you're taking in. So therefore, there's different growth sprouts that are expected.
Mm.
But then when we were younger, and when you think about our parents and our grandparents, they had massive age gaps,
Yeah.
but they were built almost to work. Like there's never been a case where, the woman's realized, oh my God, I've been abused. I think there's always been like a sense of the man has that, it's my duty to care for you and to be a provider
Yeah.
and to be this and to serve, and it's for her to make sure she's a nurturer and looks after the house. And it's always been very clear cut. And I think that those generations, the age gap worked because the mindset was different, the
Yeah,
maturity was
and there were
different.
I
roles
agree,
that
yeah.
each
Purpose
person
was
had
different.
to play. Yeah, and the love wasn't a romantic love; it was a practical love.
Yeah, exactly. So I
Yeah.
feel like, we can't go back and go, oh my God, this is paedophilic or this is whatever.
It's just different
Every
time.
single time is so different.
Yeah,
Like every single we evolve. So imagine how much we've evolved recently compared to how we were like
Yeah.
100 years ago.
No, now it's all about money and social status and economics.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie to
finances.
you. The younger generation below us,
They just want
they're done out here.
I'm
instant
worried for them.
gratification. Microwave generation is here.
Just
I want
watching
it
certain
now.
things and seeing how much people are clout chasing and how much people don't care about love anymore.
But those
I think
kids
love's
will- The thing
overrated,
is,
but-
those kids will mature and they will learn their
We hope.
lessons.
Let's
They
pray.
will. They will, because life teaches everyone a lesson.
Okay. Go on,
Sorry, I
go
just
on.
also have one last question before we wrap up.
Oh, girl.
What do you think is too big of an age gap?
Oh, that's for you to decide.
I think it's subjective.
I think it's you to decide.
Okay, I have a question then.
I
Do you
mean, no,
think-
you already asked the
Do you
question,
think
fam.
no follow-up question? Do you think it's
This is not part of
appropriate
this.
for a 26-year-old woman to be in a relationship with an 89-year-old man? So
They
the
won't.
age gap is 63 years.
If they want,
She's waiting.
63 years.
That's not-
She's just waiting for him to fall
yeah,
off.
that's not uncommon. What does he do?
That's not his.
What does
there's
he do?
nothing.
Well,
You know what he does?
He's a billionaire,
There you
millionaire,
go.
billionaire.
There we
This is-
go.
This is Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, I knew. I was gonna say that. I knew.
Yeah.
We've been there.
But I feel like that's too much.
But we've been done that,
Imagine
man.
trying to have to, like,
she's the
get down and
blueprint.
dirty.
If you want it, she's the
Yeah,
blueprint.
She
She had
is.
it on lock, bruv.
Yeah.
She was beating him till he passes
She
out.
might have her own little training camps.
I'm telling you,
Passed
she
away now.
did. Kanye West gold digger.
Oh my god.
Oh my
The video.
That's true. That's actually very true. So guys, would you consider an age gap?
I have a limit.
Same.
Without opening and unfolding and unpacking too much.
I don't mind.
What is your limit? No, as in like time wise.
Oh, okay.
We don't have time for this.
Plus or minus 5 years.
I can't go plus 5 years. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'll say minus 5 years. Will be the max.
What about plus? You cannot go plus at all.
Man?
Nah, I'm alright, thank you.
Why?
So she has to be younger
she's
than
old.
you.
Because she's old.
Older.
So she,
What is it?
she absolutely has
Wait,
to be younger than
For
you.
what
even by a
reason?
day.
For what reason does it
Just-
matter to you?
Just not.
What if you cannot tell the difference? I get moved to you by young things. You
Fine.
think I'm roughly
Fine.
What
their
if she
age,
looks 10 years younger, but she's actually
and her
4
maturity
years
is on
older than
point?
you?
Depends what she wants.
She wants
Marriage
love
and babies.
and family.
Marriage and no. No.
She's older than you.
If she's older than me, marriage and babies,
So
no.
why we should have asked this question right in the beginning.
I know.
I can't leave this like this.
I
Okay,
feel
we'll
like this
continue
needs to be.
conversation.
We'll have to do it next time. Next
So-
time we'll start with this.
think just quick, very thinking. Think about this. Marriage and babies, and she's older, meaning that there's going to be potentially complications and stuff when you get older if you want to have children.
Destroying my soul. You're actually just
Tune in next week.
my soul because I'm that person.
Boy,
I'm that person.
you got slim pickings out here. Let's just be
No,
honest.
baby boy, I don't have slim pickings.
First of
I've
all-
got option like NSG.
No,
Are
you don't.
Wallahi, I
No,
do.
you don't.
Are you
No, you
mad?
don't. No, you don't.
No, my-
I swear, I'm not being
So
horrible.
next week, Hebs and Fizz are going to be here, and Ben will be 6 foot under.
Oh, my dear.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't.
All right, Kevin Samuels, chill in your corner. So, to answer the question myself, I would have said I can only ever get with an older man. But because of the amount of younger guys that I attract who are on it, actually, do you know what? The younger ones who maybe 5-6 years younger than me, when I get to know them, I don't know their age.
Yeah.
So when I find out the age, I'm like, raw.
No, you're
the
obviously
level,
young.
shush, the level of growth, no, shush. The level of growth that you feel that the younger generation have had is ridiculous. They've
Yeah.
actually probably more advanced than you.
No,
And I'm throwing shade at you
I
because you're
doubt.
coming with
I
smoke.
doubt.
Oh,
I
that's
doubt.
cute.
I doubt.
Because there's guys who are in your position who are younger than you. And it's because the level of growth and the level of exposure that they have, the speed that they're going at is different.
You're talking about a minute.
Career. No,
talking about a
maybe
minute-
maybe I'm attracting the caliber. Maybe that caliber.
Fine, but
which
you're
will
the
take aside from the prison
average
guys and all that.
person is not. It's not like that.
That's. I mean, for me, from what I've seen, and I'm probably more active in that community.
Yeah,
than probably
I'm
you
not,
are,
so-
Uncle Ben.
So the average, if I can just say from a work perspective, and this is not me blowing my horn. When I'm looking at the people that I'm talking to, they're all 10 years older than me.
Fair enough. So,
So-
yeah, so I guess it will continue to evolve on a faster scale because of
Yeah.
the generation we live in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my point is, if I don't feel your age, I'm cool. The minute I realize you're an old thing, the minute I realize you're a young thing, it's game over. If I feel like, okay, I'm sitting with granddad right now, but I actually can't vibe, or if I realize you're so immature that I can't chill with you like that, then I'll be patronizing and I'll just
Yeah.
call you my you or young thing.
Who you
Okay.
talking to, your son or your partner?
That's what I'm saying. So we
Yeah.
can't be partners if I'm going to have to see you as young thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, we're done. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow us. What's your Instagram?
Keep it Fizz.
1Z,
1Z. It's not keep it Fizz. It's keep it Fizz.
Ben of LDN. Your uncle's favorite uncle.
You can follow me at I am Hebs with a Z, or you can follow the Grown Up British, which I need to work on because it's not had much movement and love to it.
You'll go
Ben,
there.
you're responsible. On grownupbritish.h. But yeah, please like, subscribe, share, and tell your uncles, tell your aunties, and your neighbours, and the woman that works in Tesco that you say hi to.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, share.
Take care, guys.
Bye.